Welcome to Transformative Talks, where meaningful conversations meet holistic wellness. I'm your host, Chelsea Gilbert. As a massage therapist and wellness professional for nearly a decade, I've learned that some of the most powerful inspiration for healing comes through authentic conversations with passionate people who are committed to growth, self-discovery, and helping others. Here, we explore the many pathways to well-being, mind, body, and spirit. Each episode is designed to expand your understanding, spark curiosity, and offer practical insights you can begin integrating into your everyday life. From bodywork and mental health to nervous system regulation, astrology, spirituality, and personal growth, we cover it all. Whether you're just beginning your healing journey or looking to deepen your connection with yourself, this space is here to support and inspire you along the way. Make sure to subscribe wherever you're tuning in from and get ready to transform. Hello and welcome back. This is the beginning of season 2 for Transformative Talks, and just wanted to do a little bit of an intro episode and talk about what to expect for this season and a little bit more about my journey in this whole podcast arena and what I've been going through as well. So I have some really cool interviews lined up. I'm still going to be doing some of the solo episodes, the shorter solo episodes, but we have a lot of people that are professionals that deal with chronic pain. We have a lot of people that are psychic or are masters at a specific type of energy work. We've got some coaches, but overall, all the people are really purposely dedicated to helping others to heal and grow on their own journey. So I am really excited about some of the conversations that we're going to be having. Growth is a really interesting thing in that we can get so caught up in the destination. We don't really see how much we have grown or are growing. If you think about it, when you're a little kid, within like a 2 or 3 year period, when you just hit puberty, you go from being a kid, having a kid voice, having a kid body, to being this something else, this something in between. That's really awkward and really weird. And it definitely feels like a lot of people, including myself, are in that space right now. And I know with this podcast, that's kind of where it is now. It feels like last season was kind of baby stages, and now we're geared up and moving into toddlerhood, where we're getting a little bit more independence. Things feel a little bit more familiar. Things feel a little bit more easy, but there's still like the struggle of learning and figuring things out and becoming competent at doing certain things. This podcast has never been about me wanting to achieve a certain level of perfection or status, or wanting to, only talk to people that have some sort of weight, whether it's like people just know who they are through social media or through healing circles or whatever. This podcast has always been about connecting with real people that are really actively trying to help others in their own journey while simultaneously working through their own journey and being transparent about it. One of the things I feel that creates a really good connection point for me with a lot of my clients is, I share with them about the things I struggle with. I share that, hey, my brain's a little bit neurospicy. I share that, hey, I do struggle with CPTSD. I've done EMDR. I've done mental health counseling. I've been actively working on myself for the past 10 years, and there's still things that I struggle with. I might be a little bit ahead of where you are, but I'm definitely not at the finish line. And I think that is a refreshing way to look at things. We're all human. We're all at a different stage in our healing. We're all at a different stage of becoming our most authentic and best version of ourselves. And typically the journey, it's littered with landmines and obstacles, and it's never a straight shot to the end. And if you listen to was it the last one that I did? I can't remember. It's one of the short and soulful episodes that I did where I was talking about how healing is not a destination, it's a journey. And there's never really an endpoint or a finish line I suppose, in terms of where you're going to be, because life is always going to throw things at you and there's always going to be obstacles. There's always going to be things that are hard that we, have to overcome. So embracing our humanness while still knowing that we have gifts and education and things that we can do to help others along the way. If you look at, I would say, like Western medicine, there's definitely, when it comes to things like doctors, it's like the doctors are way up here and you're way down here, and they know exactly what they're talking about, and you should always listen to the doctors. That is not always the case in my own personal experience and experiences that I've heard from other people. Yes, doctors are very knowledgeable. Yes, they go through years and years of school to learn all these different things about the human body and about medicine and about surgery, and they are skilled in this way. But when it comes down to it, your body is your body, and only you can truly feel into what is happening. And I think we're so disconnected from our bodies that we feel like we need to go to someone or something outside of ourselves to tell us what is wrong with us in order to fix it, with which most of the time, not most of the time, it feels like it's moving out of this a little bit, but many times, especially, in the past like 50 years or so, it's slap a band-aid on it with the pharmaceutical. Not so much get to the root cause of what's happening and let's try to fix it. Let's try to heal you on all the levels that you need healing. And that's really what this podcast is about really taking a look at all those different levels, all the different things you can do, all the different ways that you can approach yourself, all the ways that you can introspect. Also, I'm going to be putting a disclaimer at the bottom of all my episodes from now on that this is not a substitute for medical advice in any way. This is not a substitute for going to a doctor. This is not a substitute for taking any sort of medical prescription. Educational purposes only. Do what you will with the information. But my hope is with the information, you will in real time be able to apply it to whatever you have going on with yourself and get curious and do your research and find things that work for you, that feel good, that feel aligned. And how can we pull back all the inauthenticity and all the projected stuff and get to the real core of who you are, what you need, and how do we move forward with that? So that is my hope for this podcast. Is it just really helps to inspire people to connect with themselves on a different level, to be more aware of what's out there, and to realize the value of connecting with yourself. And I'll go ahead, since I have my cards in front of me, we'll pull a couple cards just to see for this particular episode, is there any messages that people need to hear? And when I pull cards, it's kind of like what needs to be brought to your conscious awareness, not so much predictive or anything like that. What needs to be brought to our conscious awareness? Soul contract. You feel the pull of something you agreed to long before this lifetime. Your soul remembers what your mind forgets. Honor your sacred contract by taking this first conscious step. Sounds pretty reflective of what I was talking about. Reconnect with yourself. What lights you up? What feels good? What feels purposeful? I haven't used this deck in a while. This is my Game of Thrones deck. I don't know if any of you out there watch Game of Thrones, but I was very obsessed with it for a while. Also got into House of the Dragon. Different vibe for sure, but still good. Shuffle. These ones don't want to shuffle. Vacation on the Soul Contract card. Three of Swords. I just pulled this in a reading. Like I did a podcast interview today. And before that, I just did a quick little collective reading, and Three of Swords was a card that I pulled. This, however, is in reverse. So this kind of shows healing from heartache. Eight of Cups. What's holding you back from walking into a situation that is more aligned for you? The Hermit. Sometimes it's good to step back and introspect. Ooh, Queen of Swords. Where are you not having boundaries? This feels like, I think people sometimes, especially energetically, and we just actually had this conversation in the interview I just did, that we're not really aware of all the places where our energy field is weakened. We're not necessarily aware of the things in our environment, the people we surround ourselves with, the things we're putting into our bodies, how that affects our energy field. And this actually feels like a call to pay attention to that. Pay attention to where your energy may be leaky or where your energy may be wide open for things to come in that don't need to come in. Strengthen yourself, mind, body, spirit. That's kind of what I'm hearing. So yeah, hopefully this was a nice little intro episode for you, whoever's listening. Let me know in the comments what you think, and if there's anything in particular that you would like to hear about over the rest of the year. I've only scheduled out episodes through the end of July, so I still have a couple months where I have to, find people to bring on. But any topics that you'd want to learn about, or if you know anyone that would be a good guest for the show, let me know in the comments, and I will catch you for the next Transformative Talks. Thanks for tuning in to Transformative Talks. Be sure to follow along on your favorite podcast platform and connect with us on social media so you never miss a new episode. A quick reminder that this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended to replace medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you're a holistic practitioner, wellness professional, or someone with a healing journey you feel called to share, I'd love to hear from you. Visit our website, listed below in the show notes, to learn more and to connect. Until next time, keep growing, keep exploring, and keep embracing your own transformative journey.